Let's take you straight to the action on the Money desk now, where Devan Murugan is standing by. Now, Devan, results being released by Momentum Metropolitan today.
Yep, in the midst of, remember, that Competition Commission probe over alleged collusion. And then, of course, we've got that whole backdrop of COVID-19 that happened over the past 2 years. But Momentum shares are more than 3.5% up this afternoon as the group announced record annual profits. Lots to talk about on those results. I want to bring in Hillie Meyer, the Momentum CEO. Hillie, thanks very much indeed for talking to us now. I mean, we've been just saying it's been a punishing few years before this, Henny, 2 years or so, when you had other insurers, including yourself, flooded with these COVID-19 claims. Your profits increasing ninefold this time around. But I suppose it's difficult to draw comparisons with last year, is it not?
Yes, hello, Devan. Absolutely. I don't think the previous year's results is the right benchmark for this year's results. I mean, you know, in two of those quarters, our profits were essentially wiped out. So if you compare it with, let's say, our earnings before COVID, we were approaching, you know, earnings of 3.5 billion. And I think this set of results of 4.4 billion of normalized headline earnings can probably be compared with that. And in that, you know, in that comparison, it actually is a good set of results. We're very happy.
Yeah. And then when you just look at where we are at the moment, I mean, you've got a lack of economic growth. You've got continued unemployment. Households are under pressure. How much of an impact is that going to have on, let's assume, the new business going forward? Because that's a part of your results when you look back as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a big concern. I mean, we've already seen from some of the result announcements recently that on the investment side, investment products have started, you know, reducing new business sales. In our case, year on year, we're still up marginally on investment business, but we've seen the later months, there's been a decline. On the insurance side, you know, especially on the Momentum side, the wealth market, there, you know, premiums been under pressure for a while. I mean, that market's probably shrunk by 10% over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that does throw a spanner in the works. So when you look at our current state of economic growth, there's another concern, though. You know, I mean, you've had these provisions that you were making for COVID-19 in the past, and then also that for potential future waves of COVID. What are your projections there as far as this virus is concerned? I mean, it's a difficult one to actually project, but you have to when it comes to an insurer like yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, what we, I mean, we're of the view that COVID is now endemic. That doesn't mean that it's gone away. There are still COVID deaths. In fact, our actuaries have told us that over the last quarter of this financial year, our mortality experience on the, you know, life insurance mortality is still 20% above the norm. So we're still experiencing elevated levels of death claims. We've kept about 350 million as provisions for COVID going forward. We believe that will be sufficient for two of these more modest waves. You know, you can probably say sort of a continuation of, you know, mortality that's maybe a little bit above the norm. It's very small compared to the provisions that we put away a year ago, but we know that, you know, COVID sort of leveled out quite a bit.
Yeah. Henny, let's move on to this Competition Commission probe on collusion into insurers here. I mean, have you actually got a grip on exactly what the Competition Commission is looking for in its price-fixing probe? Are you certain they wouldn't find anything problematic with Momentum?
Look, I'd say, first of all, you know, I mean, it was a total surprise. You know, there weren't any, you know, discussions with us beforehand. So it was a dawn raid in the true sense of the word. They arrived with a search warrant. Obviously, we've given them all the information that they asked for. They made copies of a whole lot of things. I mean, it's going to take a very, very long time for them to go through. I would imagine all the detail and data that they tried to get. I don't know. All I can say, Devan, I mean, you know, this is a very competitive industry. I mean, if there's been price fixing, I mean, I'm a veteran of this industry, but I've been, you know, a junior actually. I've been in product development teams. I've been all over. I've never seen price competition. I've never been in a meeting with competitors making plans how to make more money. We just don't operate that way. Plus, I mean, our competition is not only from insurers. We're competing against asset managers when it comes to savings and investments. We're competing against banks when it comes to insurance. The other hybrid products, alternatives, self-insurance, cell captives. I think this investigation is going to be a mammoth task. I don't know where it will all end.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Well, thanks very much indeed for your time. Momentum CEO Hillie Meyer there talking to us about the results and that probe by the Competition Commission.